All right, Doug and I have been busy today. We've taken the Evo off of the electric raw that we have, and we've put it on our gas model here. This model is equipped with Expert R2 servos, not the Caudal edition, just the regular R2s, and it has the KD1T Expert tail. So I've read what these servos can do, and I have the tail maxed out at 500. I did not go to 1,000. It says it can do up to 800, and I'll talk to someone and see if we can get away with doing 1,000. So we're going to get to experience, is the tail better even with the normal refresh rate that Neo had, even though I was trying it with a higher refresh rate on the electric. We're also running, this is not the rubber dampened mount that is available with the raw. So the raw comes with the ability to have these little rubber standoffs and then a hard mount. This is the hard mount. On the Neo, my vibration levels on this model were really low, and when you hold this model, even with the engine running, you can feel that it's smooth. On the Neo in a hover, I have a whole nother video, you can see that. It was reading 500-600 in a hover. In this model, we're going to show you on the screen, but it's reading higher. It's reading 1,500 in a hover, and I'm getting more extreme vibrations.
And we mounted it with the standard thin Mikado tape that comes with the Evo. We wanted to test that first, and before we do any major modifications on how it's mounted.
Right.
And you won't get a more, this is a very smooth running gasser, but you won't get a more extreme test of an Evo and the accelerometers and the sensors and their sensitivity than flying it on a gasser. It's going to be, although I tend to think the gassers are a lot smoother than nitros, but in this case, I think it's a good test of how far you can go with it. So
for sure. So I got this model in flying. I had the servos initially set at, these are 1520. These are not adjustable. I had them set at 333. They're good up to, I think it said 500 now, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I had them set at 333. On this model, it was oscillating. Okay, we took off and you started doing some maneuvers and it felt kind of funky, which I'm not attributing to the servos. I think that the vibration levels being higher are causing it to do that.
And the oscillation was, compared to some of the other videos I've seen that people have put out, the oscillation was not nearly as extreme as that. Alex could see it and feel it. It was hard. I could see it occasionally, but not like he could feel it. So, but it still wasn't quite as extreme as what I've seen several of the videos out there.
So I lowered it back down to 144, which is what the Neo ran, and the feel is better. It's not as good feeling cyclically as the Neo was. I attribute that to the vibration levels, but we're going to try the cases that Doug has coming. Those are ready, and we'll hopefully test that this week. The tail, however, even at 500 hertz, which is the max for this servo, is still sharp. I mean, it's sharp. And on this particular model, it's nose heavy, and we have a weighted tail. You can't see it here because Doug has made this nice metal piece, but this is a steel tail, okay? The fin is steel to help give it a better balance. And you can still feel, even with that extra weight back there, it's sharp. It feels really good even at 500.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay. That was a lot of talking for an intro to a video. So, because this thing just sounds so good, I'm gonna have to really kind of yell at you.
Or stand close to.
While I'm flying. So I'm kind of warming the motor up, but I would say, even with the higher vibration level, now with the servos back down at 144, this feels pretty natural. horsepower today.
Yep.
And you can still hear the tail being sharp. So with this setting like this, with it back to kind of the Neo setting, it feels very similar cyclically, but the tail is still obviously more sharp than the Neo was. And the tail still holds really well in these big funnels.
And here again, normal thin Mikado tape, nothing fancy. Hard mount on the raw gasser, no rubber mounts. And we try to stay away from that because we think it gives you a better feel to where you actually feel what's going on instead of dampened through the dampener. I'm pretty happy all in all with that functionality of it.
So even with the higher vibrations, Doug, this still feels really good.
Let's see what the, bring it into a hover and let's see what the radio shows.
I'm going to try to pull that up for you guys while I'm flying. So we want to get, actually, you know what, I'm going to land so we can just show them what that menu is, in case you don't know where that menu is. So the menu I'm talking about is available under model status. You get this basic info, and if you scroll up, you can see what your vibration levels are. So I have a whole nother video of this model, same one, we haven't changed anything with the Neo. And you can see it's about 1,000, which actually, it's varying higher than the other one was. The Neo, I say. Let's go back to flying, I guess. But I wouldn't say it's messing with the feel of this one.
Sure doesn't look like it from the flight.
No, it feels good. Okay. Attempted rolling circle with that. Here, let's try it again. It's kind of dying on me, so I think it's running a little rich right now.
Yeah. Should be good.
That was enough of a video. I guess it got long, but I feel like that was some stuff we've been seeing people ask about, and I'll tell you, we got a lot of testing in today. So
we did.
Next thing we're gonna do is we'll be putting this in Doug's cases. Everything's ready to go for those. So maybe tomorrow we can go back out and test those out.
Yeah, about an hour ago, the liner showed up from England. Thank you, Rob. You're a good man.
Rob Bingham made us some excellent liners.
And we think it's going to improve things. So.
What do you mean liners? Tell them what the liners
are. A rubber cushion liner that goes inside the case. Okay. We think it'll dampen it a little bit and really give. I personally think it's going to improve the vibration levels.
Okay.
So, but they're not bad on this. So.
Thank you again, Brian and Gorgon, for letting us test this out. This has been really fun.
Right. More testing to come. Thanks, guys.